bed in your bed. I could do that for you. In a long day.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Countdown ended here. Coming at you live on YouTube.com. I'm here with the devious one, Mr. Dave Rose. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to go ahead and see if we can have everybody be heard. Coming at you live on YouTube.com. I'm here with the devious one, Mr. Dave Rose.
Quite the interest in you doing this show tonight.
Have everybody be heard. Yeah, I think it's we're going to see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and play around with a few settings really quick, because for some reason my XSplit likes to change which microphone I'm using, so I think it's using the wrong one currently. So let's see if this makes a difference. Now I should not sound like total ass if I go ahead and change that. That should be better. Now it's using my actual headset. So, hey, yeah, now there shouldn't be an echo. Let me know. We'll find out in a minute. I think that should have taken care of it. We'll find out in a second, though. So hopefully everybody's doing well. That should be better. For some reason, my XSplit likes to go ahead and grab every microphone I have in this place. Takes this one, takes the webcam, takes the laptop, and pulls it all in and goes ahead and messes it up. So, what a night, I'm telling you. This was one hell of an NXT Takeover. Dave, did you happen to catch the pay-per-view live, or?
I caught most of it.
Most of the night, yeah. Well, happy birthday to you, bud. I certainly, can't say it enough. We have built quite the friendship, and hopefully you had a great day. It certainly isn't enough just saying happy birthday. Wish I could do more for you, but honestly, happy birthday. Let's see. Add to group call. So if you guys want to go ahead and join, you can go ahead and add me on Skype. Go ahead and message me your contact information and go ahead and join the call. So go ahead. It's countdown ended on Skype to get in. Keep in mind, I usually don't do the live streams. That's Joe's stuff. But since Joe's not available, we're going to go ahead and try and, have things look good and pull through. So, Tiffany, welcome to the stream. What's going on?
No, we're stealing his audience.
Absolutely. Well, we're trying to keep things healthy for him while he's gone.
Well, thank you for letting me party with you guys.
Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and have some fun here. So, you guys can go ahead.
Speaking
like
of
I said,
partying, it sounds like tomorrow you're going to be partying hard, Tiffany, with all the food you're baking up.
I know. I mean, it's better than ordering in, to be honest with you. I mean, I rather cook. I enjoy it. So everybody's bringing stuff over too, which is kind of nice too. So
I've got to ask you about this. What's your rule on people that try to freeload with that stuff? Because when you lay out the rules of a potluck and everyone has to bring a dish of an appropriate manner and not just buy a couple of bags of chips at the store.
I mean, it happens. People do it because, I mean, there's a couple of guys in my life that they live at home. They don't know how to cook. So sometimes they'll be they'll bring dessert. They'll go get a pie or a cake or something like that. Or I have a friend that brings wings in.
Well, like what? From a store, a delivery place, he just picks them up, or what is he?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's different. So there's a bar that we all go to, and they have really good wings. So he'll go get 50 wings from there for us.
Well, that's okay. I mean, but I'm just talking about somebody that just says, oh, well, here's a small bag of chips and a can of pop. Let me eat all the rest of the food that you guys slaved, to make.
I don't
To
know.
me,
I mean,
Yeah,
how do
really.
you really like? But how do you really like tell someone like, oh, you can't come here, like, or like, oh, you can't have any of my food?
No, no,
You
no.
know?
You don't
You
tell
just
them
gotta
at
be
that event.
gangster.
But like, I'll be honest, I unfriend people after that. I like that's a serious offense to me. You,
Well,
you
you just don't
no
invite them
freeload.
over again. You know, that's just how it is. But I always tell people like if they're gonna come over to my house, like I have people sometimes over for Raw or SmackDown sometimes, and I'll cook.
So you give
But
them
I'll
multiple
tell them.
chances. You're not you're a one and done kind of gal. You don't go ahead
No,
and
no,
say
yeah,
anything
but
while
I really
there.
haven't. I really haven't had that because I always tell them, even like I said, like Raw or SmackDown, if they come over, I'm like, all right, I'm cooking dinner. Bring dessert or bring something to drink or something like that.
Well,
Because
then they take orders well because I've encountered the opposite, and it's frustrating as a host as well as somebody that slaves their ass off to make sure that my dish is fucking top notch.
Well, life catchphrase is if it's free, it's for me.
Shout out to Alex for joining the chat. I appreciate you guys going ahead and calling in and hanging out with me. I'm not really too sure what we're gonna do here. We're gonna cover NXT. We're gonna go through it, bit by bit. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how this goes. So this has been like the day of days for me. Not only has this been like just a shit stressed week, but it's just been like everything all at once. So for a while I didn't have internet today. That was fun.
Me neither, It's
My
kind of weird.
yeah, it just I don't know if it was something with Comcast or what, but
But
we
see, I in
had.
a different country, so that's kind of weird. The both of us don't, because I in the Bahamas. I don't know if you know that or not, but
No, I didn't know that. I was not aware. So look at that, But
I
yeah,
had all day no internet. I woke up and I didn't have no internet all day. It just started working like around 9.
wow. So yeah, I also don't get cell service in the house, so trying to keep in touch with everybody was quite entertaining. Finally came through like sometime in the afternoon. I got that fixed. I think it was just from all the heavy rain and downpour. We had ice last night. And after that, I went ahead and, we're dealing with a sick person in the family. My fiance, her grandmother's an organ failure. So it's been just a long week. And my 2 false teeth here, actually these 2 teeth in front are fake. And this one broke off in half. So it's like held together by some bubblegum and glue at this point. So if it falls off in the stream, it's going to be a hell of a highlight. But I'm currently like
That is so ghetto.
pumped up on energy drink and waiting to get into a dentist tomorrow. Hopefully. We'll see. Being disabled, government insurance is never fun. I think a gorilla has better medical coverage at the zoo than I do, but what are you
I
gonna
don't
do?
think that's true. Over here,
oh, you get
Oh.
dental? I don't get dental. I gotta
Oh,
pay out
we
of my
don't-
pocket.
Well, that's what I'm
over
saying.
here we
So.
don't get nothing.
Yeah, no.
If you get in survivor's benefit, like if your husband died, you get $300 a month, and if you get in disability, it's only $270 a month.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it's nothing over here. So, Ray, I see your contact request. You can go ahead and join the call as well. If you don't get answered right away, go ahead and I will try and add you to the call as we go along. Like I said, Joe's the man. We usually go ahead and follow in his footsteps. Going ahead and trying to keep the audience alive while he's in Florida. So we go ahead and we start off NXT tonight, and my God, what a pay-per-view! It really was just truly fantastic. Match of the night for me definitely was the triple threat tag team championship match.
A lot of people were actually tweeting out, even Joe and JD were tweeting about the fact that the crowd was very lit and that the whole place was just full of people just cheering louder than what we heard on TV. So it sounds like it was a good event.
Yeah, I mean, Liz was there, and she sent me a few videos herself. I wish I could show them without giving out personal information. But, yeah, it's like, oh my God, the crowd was absolutely just at a fever pitch. They were screaming their heads off. So, I wonder if they did, like, do something with the audience levels, or... Because, I mean, the loudest pay-per-view I think we've seen for NXT so far has when they were in London. The chants over there were just off the charts.
Well, you gotta think, because like if the crowd is too loud, then it can muffle everything else. So you need a good sound balance.
That's true.
That's why they might
Yes
play with
and
the
no,
crowd
but the
volume.
thing is, though, we've seen that before where they actually drown the crowd out when they don't want to have us hear how they're responding, and that's disingenuous towards the person or the people that are wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, I was curious if they were worried about, delete chants coming through, or I'm not really sure, like it was a bit odd, but I don't know why they would adjust the audio levels of an NXT show. I mean, that's really, truly your hardcore of hardcore fans, so.
Maybe because they ain't cheering for Roman.
Yeah, that's a possibility, but. From the Amway Center, it's a small arena. Like I said, the pictures I got from several people that were there, James, Liz, there was no bad seat in the house, so that's cool. That's definitely something that I appreciated. That's like Mohegan Sun when Joe and I went to SmackDown. It's like 60% the size of a normal arena. And
that kind of annoys me though, because Florida is right there, and I could have just as easily gone, but I wasn't able to go.
Yeah, from the Bahamas, you're only one, tire sail away. Go ahead.
Very hard.
Get yourself a paddle and you're good to go. So, shout out Sir Cardinals in the chat. Shane's here. Obviously I've got Tiff and Dave and Alex on the call. Young Republicans here. Ray, I made you a mod. Thank you, bud, for keeping things strong. Danny. I don't want to leave anybody out. We got Kevin and Kale, Nate's there. Nate said, y'all rock. Jake loves the state of the WWEs. Y'all keep me interested in the product when it's not up to par. So thank you for the kind words. We do appreciate it. Dave, Joe, and I work hard to provide a lot of content to you guys on a regular basis. And
yeah, I appreciate that too. I love the state of the WWE.
Well, thank you very, very much. We appreciate
It's also
the kind
fun
words.
to do.
It is
That's
a lot of
another
fun.
thing
That's the truth.
That people don't understand. Here's like we're cutting the kayfabe here, and we're gonna shoot, or at least I will.
I'll join you.
We noticed this as well, and we commented about this afterwards as well. That we really enjoy the synergy that we share, as well as the fact that there are topics and many that we don't agree upon that we're willing to discuss at length and in more detail. And then just the fact that we bring up such diametric different views builds for great conversation, builds for great listening, because I go back and listen to these as well.
I do as well.
Overall, it's a fun experience, especially when someone is, sort of confronting your views on what you believe. And they're laying out their views, and then you have to do the same and stuff, and it's just a very stimulating situation, and it's just very enjoyable
if everybody agreed.
Well, that's the thing. I'm absolutely with Dave. We enjoy conversation. I love to converse with people. I love differing opinions. I've had a few people say, "Oh, you have a differing opinion, you blocked me." No, I blocked you because you went ahead and called me a fat fuck for 3 hours. I'm fat. I never knew. But we go ahead
That's
and
how people go. When you don't agree with them,
go.
if they don't have a good answer, they just yell at you things that has nothing to do with the conversation. More people don't give good responses than people who do.
It's terrible.
It's always
It's
because
sad.
I said so.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sad.
It is sad, and it's unfortunate because I enjoy differing opinions, and a lot of times we go ahead and we have people start, attacking us or come at us and saying, "Oh, I hate you for this, I don't enjoy you for that," and then they end up agreeing with us, and they, become, friends basically. So, David, go ahead and send me your contact information. Eddie, what's going on? You're live.
Oh, what's up? I heard there was, Mars Big Day and all that, and I heard there was going to be a surprise fight. I heard that The Rock is going to be fighting That's true. That's going to be the coolest fight ever. And if not, it'll start at the end of the day. I'm hyped for tomorrow night.
I am hyped. I mean, I've heard quite a bit of rumors myself. It'd be very cool to go ahead and have a surprise, I mean, think about it. The Hardys lost tonight. They did lose to the Young Bucks. So right there sets up the fact they're already in Orlando. They just had Supercard. I really hope they show up. That would be truly unprecedented. The crowd would absolutely explode. I really, really, really want them to show up. If it'll happen, I mean, Jeff's been telling everybody they're not going to show up. Also, some big news. A bunch of people let me know that Drew McIntyre was at NXT tonight and he signed. So that's huge. Drew McIntyre is back at WWE. He signed with NXT. So he went from being Vince's chosen, one, and a future champion to being future endeavored, headed over to TNA, and now he's back where he belongs, I feel. We never got
What if
to
he comes
see
back with
him.
that same gimmick?
Well, they said Drew McIntyre. It's not Drew Galloway, so I'm imagining it will be. We saw, Cassius Ohno early tonight. That's huge in itself. There's a lot to expect tomorrow, and I'm excited. I really am. I was trying not to overhype the event, and I didn't want to build myself up too much. But there's just so many angles and so many possibilities that's what I enjoy about wrestling. That's why, Dave and I don't do this for the money, that's for sure. When we talk about state, that's what I mostly love about it myself. The ability to get those creative juices flowing and to analyze, interpret, and discuss, different topics, ideas, trends, news, updates, whatever it may be, and entertain all of you. That's what we're here for. So I really hope there are some great surprises.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Oh, what
But I
did
have a
everybody?
question, though.
Oh,
Well,
go ahead.
You speak first, Tiffany.
Oh,
Lady
thank you.
first.
What did everybody think about the new belts for NXT? Like all the new belts.
Well, we
They're
know
awesome.
why they had those new belts, because of Paige, but
But design-wise, did everybody like them? Do you think
They
they're
look nice.
they do look
They're
nice.
cool.
They all look
I
a
think-
little too similar, but I do like how classy they are. So
They
Very
do
shiny.
look a lot more class. No, but that's the thing. The difference between them and the regular title is that the regular titles look basically not only like a carbon copy of each other, but they look like toys. And that's the reason why they fucking make them. But these
Right.
new titles, they actually look like some thought have gone into them, and they look prestigious.
absolutely, prestigious is a great word. There's a lot of prestige that comes with these titles. That gold trim, they look, like they actually are truly important. I like the NXT Championship, but it looked a little childish. I don't know a better word for it really than childish. It just with the big obnoxious letters like that really went ahead and consumed the entire title. I like the look of these. So David, you're on. What's going on?
But the previous title
going on?
also looked very childish because it was very simplistic as well. So
You are right. You are right. So, I'm enjoying this one. I do like the new look and the new titles. They do look nice. So, that's for sure. Hopefully WWE could learn a few things with their Universal Championship. When I ever saw Brock and Goldberg, standing in front of each other, and you see Goldberg hold up the big red tampon, it just was not impressive at all. So.
to me, it's an alligator purse. That's what it,
It
looks
really
like.
is,
I've never heard that one before.
So, David, what's going on? We got you live with us. What'd you think of NXT Takeover?
That was awesome, man. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
What was your favorite thing from tonight?
I
Did
really
you
liked
have a
the
favorite?
women's match. I think the women's match for me was really good. The tag match was also amazing.
The tag match was absolutely breathtaking. There were some moments there where I couldn't keep up. That
Yeah.
incredible suplex maneuver that they did was just awe-inspiring, and I was really disappointed. I got so heavily invested in the match. I wanted DIY to win. I really did. I was hoping that they would come out on top. Unfortunately, we're going to see the Authors of Pain, which I think is a good booking decision, personally. I don't want to get my feelings invested. I think Authors of Pain going forward, with Ellering in their corner, it is a good decision for them to be monstrous heels. It's kind of like a heel extravaganza down in NXT right now. But, the entire match, Revival busted their ass to make everybody look like absolute stars. There was not a
Yeah.
bad moment in that match. And, when they did the, Gargano put, Gargano in the torture rack, and then they went and, the fans just started chanting Johnny Wrestling. That was pretty funny, They really worked their ass off. When Dawson joined Gargano in performing the DIY finisher, that was cool. That was definitely a mark-out moment. And then Gargano and Wilder performed the Revival finisher, which took out both members of the Authors of Pain. That was great. I'm trying to see what else I have in my notes here. I liked how DIY was about to walk out of the ring, and then the Revival goes ahead and sneaks up behind them, and they both kind of line up to punch each other. Like, that was, a bunch of small little mark-out moments on top of the huge, breathtaking stunts. All in all, definitely, that was my favorite match of the night. What about the women's match did you enjoy? What about it specifically made it match of the night for you?
Well, I mean, I was just all in all surprised on how good it was. I didn't think much of it. I mean, I thought they were gonna have like a solid match, but I don't know. I was kind of a little surprised with how good it was. I enjoyed Ember Moon's work. I mean, I really haven't been paying attention to her, so I guess it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I just thought it was a really good match. I mean, I was gonna ask you guys, what did you guys think about the overall finishes for all the matches tonight?
I think the finishes were good. I think everything they did was excellent, and I enjoyed it. Bobby Roode retaining the championship is nice. Nakamura got his, revenge already, and, was able to, or not his revenge, but his rematch, I should say. And from there, hopefully we see him debut on SmackDown now. He's kind of finished all his business in NXT as far as Bobby Roode's concerned. So, shout out to Corbin in the chat as well. What's going on? You're the sexy beast. So I enjoyed it. Really quick again, Dave, happy birthday. I know he said he was tired. If he's got to go, everybody, tweet out to Mr. Devious Dave Rose, happy birthday, and thank you very much for coming on and hanging out with us. So, Young Republican, you're on. What's going on, bud?
Hey, happy birthday, Dave Rose. And tonight was good. I missed most of the main event, but I fell in love with the crowd. I love the NXT crowd. It's amazing every time.
Yeah, the crowd was really good. They went ahead and they definitely were loud. I give the crowd an 8 out of 10. I guess, like I said, they were better live, but unfortunately, they didn't sound as great on TV. But it still was impressive.
It's interesting to see what Joe has to say. Like, if he likes being there live better than.
Oh, I can't wait to see what Joe has to say. Joe has gone ahead and he had really good seats. I know JD, he said, had to go and sit with a few other sponsors, so Joe was by himself. So I'm really curious. I saw a quick little clip of him commentating, and it's going to be an excellent review from both of them. So.
James texted me before, and he said, "Did you hear us screaming bullshit on the TV?" So he had some good seats too. He was in the 6th row.
Yeah, he was right in there. I kept looking for him. I kept looking for Liz. I kept looking for Mike. Tried to see people. Unfortunately, didn't get to catch anybody on personally, but
I know he made signs for tomorrow, so we got to look out for the JCS Army.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure it's green because he said that he knows Joe Cronin's colors are green and black. So I know he made a different one than last year.
It worked out well. So we'll go ahead and we'll take this through and through. Young Republican, what was your favorite moment of the night?
Probably when Ty Dillinger came out. That was pretty cool.
That was a mark-out moment, especially since they, unfortunately, took out. Why can't I add you to the group call? I'm sorry, I'm trying to take people too. So yeah, Cassius Ohno being a surprise entrant was nice. Ty Dillinger, Roderick Strong, and Ruby Riott versus Sanity. It was a good match. The fans were chanting "Shave your back" at one point at Dane, which I thought was, really, really funny. Eric Young looked excellent. The crowd really popped for the hot tag to Dillinger. He looked fantastic. Match ran about 13 minutes altogether. It was a great brawl to open to the show. I give the match a perfect 10, just because Dillinger was involved. I know they have bigger and better plans for him coming up, so.
Did you catch the ring announcer mess up? He said instead of the NXT tag belt, he said NXT Championship.
Yeah, I had heard that. They even referenced Ring of Honor
You mean
at one
the British
point.
one? The British guy, right? I noticed that he always messes up.
Yeah, they really went ahead and messed up a few times. Yeah, No Way Jose got knocked out beforehand. He was definitely punished with that beatdown from Access earlier today. So, it was cool to have Cassius Ohno replace him, though. Definitely a mark-out moment for the crowd there. And then Aleister Black, impressive.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very impressive.
Yeah.
That was not what I was expecting from him right away. I figured they would kind of build him up slowly, but really he went ahead and came out guns blazing, looked fantastic, and I was very impressed with everything that he had to give us tonight. So what did you guys think of that match?
I like when he jumped off the rope and landed in the middle with the crisscross.
That was good.
Where did he come from? Like ROH, or I never heard of him.
He's wrestled in quite a few different places. I've only seen a few things of him beforehand on YouTube. So seeing him debut tonight was nice. Let's see what else.
I like his entrance. Yeah, his entrance was cool.
The entrance was cool.
Was really cool.
So there was quite a few awesome spots in the match. I mean, I've seen him as Tommy End in Ring of Honor, but I've not seen much of his work. I try and keep up as much as I can.
He wrestled
There's so
in
much
the
out there.
tournament too.
Yeah. So, but.
Oh, that's Tommy End. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, almost got into a few good moves too, but when he caught him with that nice, kick to the head, and then they got into the corner, and they did that it was almost like he connected with a kick of his own. He got the cross arm breaker over the ropes again, and Black put him down with that power bomb. It didn't look great, but almost was fine. He applied a submission afterwards, and he was able to break the hold by reaching the ropes with his foot. And from there, Black came back with the kicks and hit the Black Mass for the win. So really good match. Almost got plenty of offense. Wasn't buried in any way, but it was good to see Black, debut and come out on top. I really didn't think he could lose in his debut match. Wouldn't surprise me if that's something WWE decided to do, but I enjoyed it. So.
What do you think they do with him moving forward? Like, do you think he's in contention for the NXT Championship later on?
I think down the line he will be. I think that. Well, I mean, there's so many people that could vie for the title at this point. I think I'm not even sure that they're going to have Ty Dillinger step into that role yet. I mean, it very well could happen, but yeah, I mean, it's going to happen eventually. So, trying to add people here.
Do you think any of the tag teams are going to move up to the
main
roster soon?
It can happen. I again would like to hope so, but
revival SmackDown, please.
They need really badly tag teams.
Raw is in desperate need of some rejuvenation as far as tag teams go.
But I think SmackDown does too, because
SmackDown definitely is in need of help. But I if the Hardys do appear, people are saying right now that they're going to appear and be involved at the the Raw ladder match. I'm not sure how that would be added, but
I'm pretty sure the Hardy's going to be on Raw if they can, because Vince would know how popular that is, so in no way he would put them on SmackDown.
Well, the Raw needs something,
Yeah, really. You are right as far as that goes, so.
I'm going to Raw on the 10th. So not this Monday, the Monday after.
Oh, there you go. That'll be good.
So hopefully something good happens.
Yeah, I'd like to hope so.
I'll just get drunk.
I mean, that's the thing. When you're there, it's always good. It's always entertaining. So, it was definitely a realm of possibilities. I'd like to see DIY come up to the main roster.
Oh, I would love
They would be great on Raw or
that,
SmackDown. But think about them going up against the club. The matches that they could pull off. Knowing the club's New Japan background and what DIY are capable of, my God, we can get some true 5-star matches out of those two.
I have a feeling that they probably would put them in the Cruiserweights though. Because there's in the Cruiserweight Classic, so they probably might end up putting them in the Cruiserweight division.
I'd rather keep them as a tag team than see them go into singles action, but the Cruiserweights do need a few more fresh faces. I mean, Austin Aries is a great addition, but I don't know. It can go multiple ways.
The next draft.
Yeah, you don't think Austin Aries is going to win, right, Jake?
I don't think Austin Aries is going to win anymore. I thought he was until they moved it to the pre-show. I originally thought that Austin Aries would win, but now since they moved to the pre-show, I think they're going to go ahead. They're going to shorten the length of the match, and unfortunately, I think that Neville's going to retain, and then they'll have Austin. He'll retain, using some heel tactic, and then they'll go ahead and they'll have them face each other at. I think it's Payback next that comes up, and at Payback is when he'll go ahead and capture the Cruiserweight Championship. So, and as far as the draft goes, there's a lot of rumors. That it's going to be coming up sooner than later. I don't think it'll be that far away. I don't think it'll be in July. I think it'll be sooner, is what I'm hearing. So
it was sometime around like Battleground, right? For a little bit before it or something like that.
Last year it was actually right after Battleground, but before SummerSlam. So.
Oh, okay.
I believe I'm right. Chad will have to correct me, but.
But let me ask you this, though. You think they have too much matches at WrestleMania?
I don't. I think they have just enough. I just don't think there should be a pre-show. I think if they have all these matches, they have it set out, just make it the full 6 damn hours. I mean, the crowd's going to be there. Everybody at home is going to be watching anyways. Most people are watching on the network. Just make it all one big show. I mean, it's not like it used to where they have untelevised, dark matches. Just go. Just do the whole thing. 857 in the chat says, Cruiserweights is the new bathroom break. I hate to agree with you, but on Raw they are.
Yeah.
But when I went to SmackDown, I keep saying it over and over, but that was the moment of the night for me. Neville faced, Mustafa Ali, and the match they put on was incredible. I cannot rave about it enough. They went ahead and they got the crowd behind them, because most of the crowd was like, Dean Ambrose fans. And all of a sudden, the crowd was chanting monkey flip, and they got really into it. And as the match progressed further and further, and they did these, high spots, it just, got everybody really revved up, full octane style, and they won over the crowd. It was great. I was marking out for it. So, I think they just need to better work with the cruiserweights, give them more time and more of a chance to progress their story. Either take them off of Raw entirely, or and dedicate them to 205 Live. And give 205 Live more of an important feel. Don't put it on after SmackDown. Put it on, record it before SmackDown, and then air it, because most of the crowd left. They were, shifting and moving people to the hard camera side, so that the room looked full. I mean, you figure they've got dark show matches, 2 hours of SmackDown Live, and then they put on 205 Live, and everybody was just emptying out of the arena when the pyro was going off. So. I also think that, I don't know how you guys feel, but I think the women's division should have their own show like 205 Live. This way they could further expand and just, have all the women, on one show. So it'd be like, the women's classic, whatever they want to call it, and catfight extraordinaire.
As long as it's like the writing from SmackDown for the women.
Absolutely
that
agree.
Won't work.
But
that
what they can do, I know it won't work, sadly, but if they had all the women in one show, then they'd be able to pull, they'd have better feuds, we wouldn't see the same matches over and over again. It wouldn't be Sasha and Charlotte and Bayley and Charlotte and Sasha and Charlotte, over and over and over again.
Since the tournament coming up, they should get a lot of people from that.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting to see what the tournament's going to provide.
Because if they take 11 if they take 11 and put it on Raw and 11 on SmackDown and 10 on NXT, then they should have a good amount of people. That's if they could sign everyone who's in the tournament.
Yeah, and they might too. I mean, they're snatching talent up from everywhere. Plus, on top of that, we also have women returning. We saw Kelly Kelly at the Hall of Fame. We know that she signed a contract. Eve was there. Molly Holly. I don't know about them coming back, but there's just so many rumors going around at this point that it's hard not to address it. Plus, we also know that Nikki Bella and John Cena are taking a break after WrestleMania. That's a match I'm actually mostly looking forward to tomorrow too, believe it or not. The promo that they had on SmackDown was straight fire. It was hard to believe whether or not it was kayfabe or a shoot. And the fact that they had us questioning that, like Joe said, they did their job. It worked. It was absolutely amazing. I like the Total Bella bullshit stuff with The Miz portraying John Cena and Maurice being Nikki, and I thought it was funny.
This has been I enjoyed it. Built up. I mean, when this was rumored like months ago for it to happen, I was like, I don't want to see this. But the way that they built this match up made me very interested in this show. I mean, in this match.
Yeah,
But let me ask y'all a
absolutely.
question. Do y'all wish that there was no rumors or spoilers ever and everything you see was a genuine reaction because you have no idea what's coming?
You know,
Yeah, I missed
Yes.
that.
I just
Yeah.
commented on that at a State of the WWE, I think 2 or 3 episodes ago, saying I miss the days, like I like reporting on things, but I miss the days where we didn't know everything. It's disappointing to know that, oh, The Undertaker arrived at, the Amway Center at 10 o'clock this morning, and
Exactly.
people reported, that he's going to show up at this event, and um, I forget what it was. I think it was Battleground, not last year, but the year before, when The Undertaker surprised us and showed up during Brock Lesnar's match. And we knew about it, like a day and a half ahead of time that he would be there. And it really took away from it because the entire time everybody was looking under the ring and towards the entrance ramp because they knew that something was coming. So people never really got fully invested in the match. That was the big problem with WrestleMania 20. Goldberg announced that he was done, his contract wasn't renewing, and then Brock announced like 10 days before that he was done as well and was going to head to football. So that's my worry for WrestleMania tomorrow night as well, because here we are, and it's WrestleMania 20 all over again. Goldberg just admitted that he's taking time off. It's the internet killed the magic. Shane's right in the chat. I agree. Nate says, quick question. Everyone wants Sasha to turn heel, and I agree, but I think about this. Sasha would be a great heel. Charlotte would be heel. Nia would be heel. We're not going to count Dana. That's 3 heels. That's true, but who's coming? They might be adding more to the roster, so it might work.
But then again, that would put a lot of belief in Bailey because then she has to battle against all these people who go in after her.
Exactly. Not only does she have her best friend and former ally turn against her, but she's also got 3 other heels. I still hope that Nia Jax wins tomorrow. Proves that she is, not like most girls. She goes ahead and gets a chance to, she could no longer be relegated to the mid card in the women's division or the bottom of the barrel. Be taken seriously.
I agree with that.
I don't want her to win.
A lot of people don't want her to win, but we haven't really given her a chance. She has a China-esque feel about her. I think she really could be something special. But you got to take a chance, because if not, you're going to get the same thing over and over.
No, I'm all for taking chances, but that's a little bit too much of
that's a big risk. I hear you. I hear you. Matt, let me go ahead and I'll add you to the call in a second. So, but yeah, I mean it is a huge risk, but I'm all about risks. That's just my crazy fantasy booking talking. But we'll go ahead and get Matt in here.
I got a question for you guys. Do you think you guys would still be surprised or excited about WrestleMania tomorrow had there not been all these rumors and speculations?
I think I would be a little bit more excited. I don't know what about you, Tiff? Do you think you'd still be just as excited, or?
I'm excited either way. It's WrestleMania, baby.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's WrestleMania, so.
Exactly. We get wrapped up in the ceremony, the pomp and circumstance, the nostalgia.
Because, the Raw after it's the whole new beginning, so we got to look that forward to,
I don't think people would have been excited, mainly because since everybody saw the leaked match card before time, they had time to accept what matches was coming.
Yeah, I can kind of. That's a great point.
Like Shane and
that's exactly what
AJ,
I'm saying.
they really just truly announced that match a couple weeks ago, so people would have been upset about it, and it wouldn't have time to wear down.
Yeah, it was only this past SmackDown or the SmackDown before that, he put him through the window, and then 3 weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago, he went ahead and jumped off the onto the table. Shane did. So yeah, they only had a 3-week build up to this. So you are right. We've known for 6 months that it's going to be Shane and AJ facing each other. Yeah, I don't have a phone that you can call, but you guys can go ahead and you can call into Skype. We can add you in. Speaking of added in, I believe Matt just joined us. Matt, the Misfit from WAW Wrestling. What's going on?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Doing well. We're hanging out with everybody while Joe is enjoying the beautiful Florida weather. So, what did you think of NXT Takeover tonight?
Well, I didn't catch the last few minutes of the Sanity match.
Yeah.
Who actually won that match? Because I was busy back and forth. Who won that one?
The Faces won. So Ty Dillinger and that group went ahead.
I got a question about that. So, Authors of Pain. Would you think if? Well, I don't.
Oh no! The Sanity, the opening match. No, Sanity won.
I know.
Sorry.
No, I know.
I'm saying, I'm screwing myself up here.
Because I think it was either Nigel McGuinness or or Tom Phillips said something about who can be next in line for Authors of Pain. I'm like, well, they could do heel versus heel and have Sanity go after him.
They could, because yeah, I popped up on energy drinks right now, so don't mind me. But yeah, Dane went ahead and beat Dillinger, and I agree. It could be interesting. I don't mind heel versus heel and face versus face if it's done right. I mean, going into tomorrow night, we have Undertaker and Roman, which is basically face and face. So sort of. I mean, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So if done right, if built right, it could be enjoyable.
Now Nakamura versus Bobby Roode was glorious.
That was glorious. It was a good match. People were saying, "Oh, I don't like it. It's slow." It was slow at times, but it took its time to build. There was a lot of psychology in that match. It wasn't so much of like, "Oh, these are rest holds," as it was a battle of will, a test of strength. They wanted to show which man can come out on top, who could be stronger, who could, face adversity and be the better man. And ended up being Bobby Roode. So
I'm not gonna lie, I literally thought that I literally thought Matt Hardy was coming out when that piano would start playing. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
I think everybody had that thought for a second, but
by the way, is anybody else upset? Is anybody else upset that Jim Cornette didn't come out with the revival?
No, it would have been a cool, thing to have them do, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
I still want to know how they got Jim Cornette to come back to do that Hall of Fame thing.
Message.
Yeah.
Well, didn't What Culture do a video where they asked him that?
I mean, Hall of Fame was crazy last night, by the way. I mean, Jim Cornette was kind of funny.
He was funny. He had some cheesy moments, but I think they really chose to tone him down. I think they really fought to, make him
you can tell.
Be a little less crazy.
I'm Jim Cornette. This is a live microphone, and the audio text on Xanax. That was great.
Yeah, exactly. So they the fact that he mentioned sex and Xanax was a highlight for me.
Speaking of WrestleMania,
Yeah, I don't think Joe's going to do much. Joe didn't take his phone with him. I don't have access to Joe's Skype right now. So Joe was going to try to set up things for me so you guys could have a phone number to call in.
I believe he took his phone because he was doing...
No. I mean the 339 number that people usually call.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because that's to his Skype, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So we were trying to work out so I can sign into his Skype and stuff, but we were having some issues, so unfortunately it didn't work out how we wanted it to.
Well, Skype sucks anyway, so.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got me live on here to, bullshit with you guys and hang out. Hold on, Matt, we'll get right back to you. Were we able to get Ray on? I know we tried to. He called in, but, Ray, I'm going to go ahead and try and add you to the call again. So, Matt, what was your favorite match of the night? You said you liked the ending the most with Nakamura and Roode, or?
Well, it's really tough up because I did enjoy the tag match too. So I'm trying to. Oh, the three-way, I didn't know that was elimination though, but that's really tough because I like the three-way tag match and Nakamura and Bobby Roode.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's tough.
It definitely was tough. There was a lot of great moments, and I really have to say the tag match was my favorite of the night.
Yeah.
I got so into it. There was so many great, just true mark out moments. The double finishers from DIY and Revival just was incredible sight to see.
And I love how they weren't the same, like different partners doing.
They were joining forces, and that was a very cool moment for me. So,
how about Drew McIntyre signing with WWE NXT?
Yeah, that's great too, and I like how they said Drew McIntyre, not Drew Galloway. So he's hopefully coming back to his old gimmick, and I enjoyed his original gimmick up until they really started to hold him back and toy with him.
Yeah.
I think he could be something
back
big.
with that awesome theme that he had.
I loved his theme music. His theme music kicked ass back in the day.
Wow.
So
Well, so I have a question for you guys. Like, I know this isn't NXT related, but what did you think of Jericho posting the picture of his foot on Instagram saying that match is canceled for April Fools?
That was great.
That got me over. I was laughing. I knew right away. A bunch of people Googled the same image that he put up. All you did was Google injured leg, and it showed right up. So obviously it was a fake photo.
Do You
The
think he'd
joke
dig deep
of
to find
Jericho.
a hidden one so people can't find it easy?
Joe
Yeah, you
really
figured he
believed
would.
it too.
Joe, I think knew, but he wanted to just get into the hype of everybody. I went ahead and I made a video earlier today bashing Joe. It was called "Why I Quit the Joe Cronin Show," and I totally lamented. I just went ape shit on Joe. I said a bunch of fake things, and I went on to it about him trashing my name, making fun of me. He was supposed to take me to Florida with him. I made up all these lies. It was so epic. Problem was, without having internet and stuff throughout the day, I couldn't get in touch with him. So I didn't want to, by the time the internet got back around, I didn't want to post this video and then go ahead and be like, and have him think it was legit. I'm sure he would have laughed. So by the time I got a hold of him, he was like, haha, that's great. It was like, 7, 8 o'clock. And I was like, it's over now. But it would have been great.
What you should have done was don't mention it at all and then post it in the middle of the month because it's April Fool's, not April 1st Fool's.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it would be believable.
Yeah.
He could actually believe it because he wouldn't think it's April Fool's.
Well, my whole plan,
Exactly.
I knew I was going to go on the Foul Mouth show tonight, so I was going to make it like they had the scoop, come and find out why Jake quit. And I was going to say, I'm sick of Joe's bullshit, I'm sick of all this, I'm going to go on the Foul Mouth Network tonight, and I'm going to tell you guys why I left. And, I'm going to air my grievances there, so make sure you tune in tonight, Foul Mouth Network at 10 o'clock. By the way, thank you to those guys for having me on tonight. That was great. And, I didn't get the chance to go ahead and have everything play out, but it was fun, and I'm glad those guys went ahead and had me on their show. Great guys. Congratulations to them for hitting 500 subscribers on YouTube. That's a nice moment for the night, too. Great accomplishment. Back to your point, though. I hope Drew McIntyre does come back with that theme. I love this. This was so badass back in the day.
What do you guys think about the set? The WrestleMania huge ass set that they have.
I like it.
This was so epic.
I saw a meme
I
that
miss
said, Shane McMahon meme that says, you got a nice high set there. It would be a shame if somebody were to jump off of it.
Yeah, I definitely think Shane is
jumping off
going
of it.
off that roller coaster. They had speculated this. It has been, rumored heavily for the past few days. I like the fact, and I was also disappointed by the fact that the New Day showed off the set already. I mean, we had seen the leaked photos, but they came out, they had the pyro, and the three of them went ahead and, they showed off everything. The set is fantastic. I love it when they have those real custom entrance ramps and, they really go all out. Like, WrestleMania 30 was cool with the 3 X's, but it wasn't that creative. Last year, they had that cool floor, Titantron, basically. That was nice, but I feel like this set is the first one they've had in a few years that really goes above and beyond the Call of Duty as far as creativity goes.
Yes.
But to get to the Shane thing, what if they announce on the pre-show or something that their match will be a no-holds-barred match? Or something to that effect.
I don't think they're going to. I kind of wish they did.
Anywhere.
It would be nice because it would make more sense and it would be more of Shane's style. But the only thing that makes me think that won't happen is because Shane said the other day, I'm ready to face you, and AJ said, well, you've never, if you can't get disqualified, you can't get counted out. This is a wrestling match. This isn't a hardcore. This is one-on-one. It was something along the lines of that. Basically saying it's going to be a straight-up fight in the wrestling ring. He's like, this is my world, not yours. It's not a free-for-all frenzy. It's an actual wrestling match, and you won't be able to stop me. So
I don't think it's going to be as good as people think it is. I mean, I know AJ in it and everything, but Shane's main thing is, like you said, that's his main thing, being in these disqualification matches and stuff like that.
I think if they don't add a stipulation,
match, I don't think he'll do it.
If they don't add a stipulation, it's going to hurt it big time.
I don't know. I think if you go back to the Kurt Angle match Shane had, it's going to be similar to that, but with actual rules involved with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, what if they do this? What if something happens where Shane gets disqualified or knocked out outside, and AJ takes a count-out victory, and Shane says, "No, we're making this a no disqualification match now."
That would be good as well. That would be definitely interesting. There's a lot of things that they can do, to go ahead and change things up. I really hope that they add a stipulation to it, but we'll see what happens. Speaking of Vape Nation, Glorious Eugene, we're actually going to be sponsored tomorrow night by Silver City Vapors. So they're a local vape shop, and we're going to have a discount code for all you guys. They make some excellent juices, and they have a rawberry one that's absolutely delicious. You guys will like it. So I'm going to be bringing you guys a coupon code for savings tomorrow night. It'll be a good thing. I'll get you guys the, the little inside scoop for, great deals and discounts. But they started as a local shop. Now they have their own online store. They're growing, and they're going to start sponsoring the Joe Cronin Show. Thanks to me, of course.
Nice.
Little plug there. But
I vape.
we're growing to bigger and better things. So Vape Nation, y'all. Delicious.
Jake, what nicotine level do you use, Jake?
This is 0 actually right now. If I do, it's at 3. This is actually what is this? Honey Mellow. This is Cheerios with fresh cut bananas and marshmallow. Like it's supposed to be like a cereal flavor. It's really good. That's one of the juices that they make as well. David asked, what are the chances of the Hardys showing up this week and your predictions on when they will show up? I hope that they show up to WrestleMania. Dear Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Jesus, please, Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Jesus, our Lord and Savior, let the Hardys show up tomorrow.
Wait, does anybody know the?
What if they just show up
Card
and
of Honor?
do something like a promo? What if they don't interrupt the match or nothing? They just come and do a promo.
Yeah, they did lose. So they lost to the Young Bucks. So
Which was predicted by everybody that they were going to lose, so they can get their way to here to WWE.
yeah, exactly. So
But I heard that Jeff was on an interview saying that they're not going to
Exactly,
be in WWE.
What?
I think that
that's
was a
what you would
swerve,
say.
though. I
That's
think
what
that was.
somebody would say if they are signing.
Yeah, I think they want it to be a surprise. You know.
Do you remember?
What if
back
they
in
open
2000
WrestleMania?
Do you remember back in 2012 where those vignettes of the end of the world is coming as you know it, and it was supposed and Jericho tried to tell everybody for weeks it was not him?
Yeah, yeah, he tried and tried and tried to hide that. So, I mean, it would definitely be cool if they were there. The pop would be unbelievable.
I came up with the idea since the New Day is the host, while they're doing their stick. In the middle of it, the Hardys will interrupt and delete their entire thing.
Yeah, but you don't want the Hardys to be the whole talk of WrestleMania. Like, you don't want the focus just to be on them.
Yeah, I would save them for Raw. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that they're going to show up at Raw.
Yeah.
Where do you think Nakamura's going after tonight?
SmackDown, please.
I think he is going to SmackDown. That was actually a rumor updated by Sportskeeda. They've been pretty on par lately, so.
Think of that.
Doesn't Vince want him on Raw?
You know,
I do not trust
Well,
right
the
now.
Hardys go to Raw. Maybe that's why he'll go to SmackDown.
Yeah, right now they think the Hardys will be going to Raw. They think The Rock's going to show up tomorrow. They're also talking about how Braun Strowman says he really wanted the match against The Undertaker this year. They're mentioning how Drew McIntyre re-signed with WWE. I would have too. You know, I really would have liked to have seen that. So.
Jake, you don't think Hogan's gonna come back? Do you didn't
No, he's going to be doing his beach house that night.
Well, it was weird. They were mentioning his name during the Hall of Fame, like certain people. They don't do that, you know?
Yeah, I don't see him coming back just yet. I think they burned that bridge nicely. Slow burn, you know. It's going to be a while before they put that flame out. It was wrong what happened to him. I mean, he said some god-awful things that I don't agree with personally, obviously, but he was also taped in the confidence of, you know, his own privacy, which was, you know, just terribly invaded, and unfortunately it was a bad situation all around. We all say things in the heat of the moment that we don't mean. I mean, God willing, I've said some awful things myself. And he was mad, he was angry. I don't think it's his true thoughts and feelings. I think he was just enraged with his daughter's actions at that point, and it was just a bad moment for him. I mean, I can't say, but...
Yeah, no, I agree with that as well. I don't think he meant to...
But I really don't think people should fire people because of what they do on their own time, though. I never understood that. I get the whole idea of like people knowing that's what the person did, but that's still something they did in their own time.
You're an ambassador of the company. You're supposed to epitomize everything that the company, you know, exudes. You're supposed to be professional constantly on a 24/7 basis, and that's part of the reason that kayfabe's dead nowadays. I mean, we look at, you know, Charlotte and Sasha feuding, but yet you see them together at a charity benefit for, you know, Susan G. Komen the next night. Because they're trying to show their best foot, you know, forward. they go ahead and they kill kayfabe.
Alive.
Yeah, that's certainly for
In
sure.
every interview, he acts like Sister Abigail was an actual person, and I love it.
Yeah, he is phenomenal for so many reasons. I can't give him enough credit. I've watched a lot of interviews. I've seen a lot of fans this week too go up to him at like Access and things like that. And
he's the WWE champion.
I'm
still
saying
weird to say that, by the way.
It is weird. It is a bit.
Did you ever think that Bray Wyatt would be heading into the biggest pay-per-view in like the year as WWE champion?
No, I really. If it is odd, but I'm glad. I think it's just so overdue. Yeah. So yes, it is weird to think it still hasn't quite set in, but I've wanted it for so long that it
Jake
fits.
Roberts gave him the endorsement.
Yeah, he did, and that's huge.
The weirdest thing is he started off with an undefeated streak, didn't he? Didn't he go like quite a few pay-per-views without losing and stuff, and then next thing you know, he loses all the time.
Yeah, exactly. He's gone and dealt with so much over the years. He's not had a great WrestleMania record. he's been battered, bruised, and beaten.
I hope that changes tomorrow. I hope he wins tomorrow.
He should have beaten John Cena. He should have ended the streak of The Undertaker, really. I mean, that would have been the ultimate seal of approval. That really was somebody that deserved it. I still feel like the streak never should have been broken, but what's that?
If Bray Wyatt hadn't suffered that, I guess, a sprained ankle he had in the Undertaker's match, do you think it would have been a little bit better than it was?
I do. I do think it would have been a little bit better.
I'm not saying it wasn't a bad match. It was still an okay match, but,
Yeah, I mean, he tried his best, and you also got to look that Undertaker wasn't up to snuff then either. I said this on Foul Mouths, but I think the last time the Undertaker was really up to par was when he was facing Punk at 29, so...
Yeah.
But something I'm thinking about, what if he gets injured? What if Roman Reigns injures him tomorrow? Would Roman be able to carry the rest of the match if something like that was to happen?
I'm worried about that tomorrow.
Because if anybody will do it, I believe Roman will do it.
Yeah, the streak ending did fuck everything.
Speaking of that, thought about the rumor of JR calling either the Brock Lesnar match or the Undertaker match.
I think he's calling the Undertaker match, and they're on another reason because even What Culture had said that Undertaker wanted JR to call WrestleMania 25 and 26 against Shawn Michaels matches and he also wanted him
the 25 match.
He called the 26 match, I thought, not 25.
No,
right?
25. It was him, Cole, and Lawler on that show.
Well.
That was Matt Striker on 26.
Okay, well, I know he moved to have him announce the match, and he wanted him to continue out of respect and saying that he's the best in the business to continue calling, and they refused at one point, and they made it just a two-man show.
Yeah, they felt bad about it, so they brought him back for the Hell in a Cell match with Triple H.
Yeah, and now they want him to return. I think they're having him come back because this might be the Undertaker's last WrestleMania.
Well, wouldn't you want JR to call your last match?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, is he going to call it with King, or is he going to call it with...
If we're not getting Morrow, then the next best thing is JR. So
I feel like they also think that he could put over Roman really good too.
Yeah. Shout out to Morrow though.
Yeah. Shout out to Liz in the chat. She was at NXT Takeover tonight. So Liz, thank you for providing all the pictures and videos. I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, I think this might be Undertaker's last WrestleMania just because, I mean, a year from now, if he's feeling up to it, he may change his mind. But right now, he's bruised, he's battered. Just a little bit he did at the Royal Rumble, he said was very, very painful. And he already had the hip surgery once. Now I guess he needs a full hip replacement. I mean, think about how long he's been wrestling, how much he's done. Ray, I know you keep trying to call in. I keep adding you to the call without hanging up on everybody else, and it keeps saying you're offline. So I'm not sure how to add you without hanging up on everybody else. But
yeah, he has been wrestling for long. I'm 20, so that means he's been wrestling longer than I've been alive.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, he's been definitely
even longer than I think back before the WWE days too.
Exactly. Yeah, Ray, I clicked on your name here from the one you just called from. I clicked add to group call, and it says you're not online. So I'm not sure why it's not letting you join the call. That's odd, but I am trying to take it from you. So
no, there's a guy that I kind of wish that had came to WWE. I don't know if he will, but the Great Buddha. I would have loved to seen him do something. How about? I would have loved to see him versus the Undertaker at one point.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But
Do you think he'll ever get in the Hall of Fame though?
the Great Buddha.
Yeah, Great Buddha.
I don't think Buddha will be.
He deserves it.
He definitely deserves it, but
Buddha.
the Great Buddha? No, Muda won't be pulled in. Because think about how many people have been overlooked already. Muda, in terms of history, I mean, yeah, he did a lot, but
Cornette's going in next year for sure.
I hope Cornette goes in.
I hope so. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Imagine his acceptance speech. That would be crazy.
Oh my God.
Kenny Bolin.
That would be
Bolin
great.
Kenny Bolin probably tried talking about himself.
Could you imagine the back and forth banter between them two? Kenny wouldn't even walk off the stage after Cornette comes out. They just stand there and bicker with each other.
They were on Joe's channel the other week, so.
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable with those two, especially the behind the scenes stuff. I'll tell you what, it's there's no kayfabe there. Everything is straightforward. They're absolutely shooting on each other.
Jake, what do you think about so far of my little show I was doing last night?
I thought it was great, especially that Dean match was really good. So I tweeted out, told everybody to check it out.
I think the Seth Rollins Joe match I did was actually amazing.
Yeah, that was good too. So I finally got to check the rest of it out. I'm not even done with
the show because I got some other stuff. I got Nakamura and Finn Balor in the main event. So
yeah, and I tweeted out the original. You guys can go ahead and check it out. Matt the Misfit on Twitter, he has the WAW card for WrestleMania himself. He does 2K17 matches, and they're very well called, and it's a lot of fun. It's great to enjoy. So, also news today, WWE news: Paige teases pregnancy. Is it all just an April Fool's joke, though? So she said 2 is going to become 3. CCC. It was a joke after the fact, but I thought it was
married,
funny.
By the way. Is that legit happened?
I think she did get married already. I know the wedding was up and coming.
Like Tuesday or something.
Yeah, it was supposed to be
Think you'll
Tuesday
get
or
any
Wednesday.
chance tomorrow?
Stupid.
No chance. No chance in hell. I think we'd have a better chance of, JR's wife coming back to life at that point. As the foul said.
By the way, shout out to JR for all that. That's
oh my God, my heart breaks for him, And then he said he lost his family pet, and it just, his week just got worse and worse. So, also, I like how SmackDown is taking into account the fan feedback. Everybody was really upset about the women's match not being on the main card. Everybody tweeted their disdain towards Road Dogg and Shane and Bryan, and then they went ahead and they moved the match back to the main card.
Of that, I read that Dave Meltzer said, and I told bogus when I heard this. They said this is not because of us. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah. He pretty much said that they were planning on moving it anyway. I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah, right. I don't believe that. I think it was just strictly because everybody went ahead and.
If you want to move any match to move every other match to the pre-show except the ones people actually care about.
Yeah. Well, maybe now they can extend the Austin Aries match.
Yeah.
Put the other women's match in the pre-show.
Listen to me. Austin Aries and Neville should have been on the main show to open up the main card at WrestleMania.
I agree, 100%.
Me too.
By the way, no one has still asked Austin Aries what's up with the banana in his pocket. I want to know what the story is about that.
With his glorious package.
Yeah,
really. Marshall said, what was your favorite match purely on in-ring action? Just based on in-ring action, absolutely the Tag Team Championship match. Yeah, Liz, you were there live, obviously, and she was also at Internet Darlings, which was cool to see. But I thoroughly enjoyed that tag team match. Just to go over the card again quick, we're kind of cutting through here. But we saw Sanity go over Ono, Dillinger, Strong, and Ruby Riott. We saw, Black take on Almas, and in Black's debut, he looked impressive. That was great.
I wish they still kept him as Tommy in, though. I like that name better.
Yeah, Authors of Pain went ahead and defeated, and retained against Revival and DIY, which was absolutely my favorite match of the night. The crowd was beyond. they were absolutely insane. And especially seeing some of the live videos, they were even louder in person, than they were coming across on TV.
Especially when DIY got eliminated.
Yeah, then they were chanting for DIY after the fact too.
Delete and delete. That was great.
Yeah, Asuka retained against Ember Moon. I love Ember Moon's eyes. I know they're contacts, but the way it shines with the lights during Asuka's entrance, it was just really cool. Definitely,
I am
definitely
worried about her move though. At some point, if that move gets botched, something may go wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that top rope stunner is a dangerous move indeed, but it's always impressive, that's for sure. And then, we saw Bobby Roode retain against Nakamura, so no titles changed hands, and everybody retained, and it's a heel fest for the titles, but it was a great show. Also going to run through, Ring of Honor here. Marty Scurll went ahead and defeated Adam Cole for, via submission with a chicken wing to retain his Ring of Honor World Television Championship.
Adam Cole's coming soon.
Yeah, he's definitely going to make his way to either. I think he's going to be in NXT. I don't think they'll bring him directly to the main roster either.
Adam Cole, baby.
Adam Cole, baby. Beer City Bruiser and Silas Young defeated Matt Taven and Vinny Marseglia, so the Kingdom went ahead. And Young on Vinny after hitting Misery, and while puffing on Bruiser's cigar, took them down. So Bully cut a pre-match promo explaining how G.O.D. trained at he and Devon's school, so that's cool. The Briscoes and Bully Ray defeated the Guerrillas of Destiny and Hangman Page via pinfall to retain their six-man tag titles. Jay Lethal defeated Cody via pinfall following a lethal injection, and Ace Crusher to end their feud in a Texas bull rope match. Motor City Machine Guns, so Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin defeated the Rebellion. But the Rebellion win the post-match fray, so they had a little fight afterwards. I've got to go back and watch all this myself. And Punishment Martinez defeated Frankie Kazarian via pinfall following a sit-out chokeslam. And then Adam Page showed up to distract Kaz before the finish. After the intermission, Bobby Fish came out to say he's not done with Ring of Honor, so that's a little bit newsworthy. Bobby Fish defeated Silas Young via DQ. Fish seemed to injure his leg, and the finish came when Young shoved Todd Sinclair. Security ended up splitting them up. Will Ospreay and Volador Jr. defeated Dragon Lee and Jay White. Christopher Daniels defeated Dalton Castle via pinfall with a roll-up to retain the Ring of Honor World title. And might I say, Christopher Daniels' last match that he had was absolutely amazing, So at their anniversary, the 15th anniversary match.
I watched it because I heard he did the Styles Clash, and it was awesome.
He did do the Styles Clash, and they pulled out all the stops for that match. That anniversary night was insane. And, of course, the Young Bucks defeated Matt and Jeff Hardy. So Broken Matt and Jeff, Brother Nero, lost the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship, claiming the belts after super kicking both Hardys off the ladder. So they ate the super kick party, and Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, now the Young Bucks, which is leading everybody to speculate that they'll be here tomorrow, or actually tonight now, at WrestleMania 33. And as we said before, please, dear God, let them show up. The crowd would explode. That would be the biggest pop, I think, since, God, what? Daniel Bryan won the title, at WrestleMania 30? Yes.
Well, do we know definitively what is closing out WrestleMania yet?
Not yet. It's been reported now that they even are considering Undertaker ending the night, but then the most reports that I've read are still saying that they're sticking with Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. That feels...
Wow.
That's mostly what I heard, Ray, so I'm glad we can finally get you on here.
Match will ever close out WrestleMania?
I know Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss went ahead and said that they feel that eventually a women's match will close a WrestleMania.
Well, not anytime soon.
Not anytime soon, yeah.
No, not with the way they're being built, that's for sure, and being traded back and forth, and the hot potato titles and everything else.
By the way, I love the fact that Nia Jax actually mentioned that on Raw.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. But think about, really quick before we go on, how over the Hardys are. I mean, they are just so over. It's incredible. Over. They are extremely over, and everyone enjoys them so much. Delete. When I first saw that promo, when I saw what Matt Hardy was doing, Jeff got injured and he was forced to, they lost the tag titles that way. They were on a decent run. but I wasn't really, paying much attention. I still liked the Hardys. They were my favorites back in the day, as far as tag team goes. After the New Age Outlaws were kind of, stepping away from the limelight. And I went ahead and I saw that original promo with the Brother Nero, I knew you'd come. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're making a mockery of wrestling. This is a joke.
Yeah, everybody hated that.
I hated it at first. It was ridiculous. It was awful.
I thought it looked like Sweeney Todd for a second. I'm like,
exactly.
wait,
like, it was so out of left field. I'm like, wait, isn't that Justin Bailey's hairdo? Like, I was a little confused.
I gotta admit, Joe, I wouldn't have watched TNA again if it wasn't for Joe.
Joe got me into it. Joe showed me the promo, that's for sure.
Then after the Hardys, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I'm done as well. There's no reason to watch. Joe had me watch a few minutes of this past week's Impact, and it was so bad that I just couldn't watch.
I mean, I still like, Rosemary and a few other ones up there. So
yeah, I mean, they still have good talent, but think about it now. Everybody's defecting, and they're gonna go ahead. They're gonna cross that picket line, and they're gonna come right over to NXT, baby.
By the way, if Rosemary ever leaves TNA, I have a feeling she'll be ended up as Sister Abigail.
I don't think they're ever gonna have anybody portray Sister Abigail. Honestly, I really don't. I think that's done and over with.
She's dead.
Yeah, I mean, at one point in time, I think they might have, but God damn it, cat, get off the TV. My little cat here likes to just climb on top of my flat screen TV. I'm gonna beat you with a drumstick. Stop it. But.
So, by the way, speaking of the Wyatts, I really think Luke Harper's still gonna get involved in the championship match.
He very well could. There's a lot of possibilities tomorrow. Think about how much could happen. I mean, we're probably going to get everything that we're expecting, but just the fact that there's so much on the off chance that could happen, that's really got me excited. A few people that are kind of in the know, they've been right so far, have tweeted me personally today and sent me DMs saying that it's not going to be Samoa Joe and Finn Balor that interferes in the Triple H match. They said it's going to be someone else entirely.
What?
Like who?
They didn't tell me who. They kind of left me hanging, but two different sources said this. So if it's right, you heard it here first. But
oh my God, what if it's Roman Reigns?
Oh God.
I really don't know. And that's. They didn't tell me who. They just said that that's what.
Maybe
we would
it
see.
is the Broken Hardys.
Could you imagine if they came out then? I mean, it wouldn't really make.
Broken Hardys versus the Authority would be amazing. Well,
think about it. I had said this before. Imagine if Seth went and he got backup and he had the Broken Hardys to back him up. Because why would Finn come back and defend Seth? It doesn't make sense to me. I can't wrap my head around it. Joe's said it over and over and over again. So many people have. Oh, well, Samoa Joe is going to get involved and he's going to start beating down Seth and it's going to be 2-on-1. Then Finn Balor is going to run out and since it's a non-sanctioned match, no DQ, Finn's going to even the odds and then Seth's going to win. Well, why would Finn Balor help the guy that injured him and ended his...
I mean, Finn Balor was supposed to be the backup plan if Rollins couldn't make it.
Exactly, but it's still, like, they could have presented it different. But since we haven't seen Balor yet, we don't know that they're friends. It left off where Seth was a heel.
Do that.
And
because
Finn...
Seth did get injured, though. Because they could do that. They could say that you felt my pain, so now I'm gonna let it go because we both went through the same boat and I see a different man.
I mean, yeah, they've done it before where they've just done something and explained it afterwards. I mean, look at when what's his name? Oh God, Jon Stewart interfered in the John Cena match with Seth Rollins. We had no reason why, and then they explained it the next night. Oh, I didn't want you to take away Ric Flair's record. So it didn't really make much sense at the time, but they explained it after the fact. I mean, they could just have Finn come out and explain it away another time, or they could just not explain it at all because they treat their fans like they're stupid.
I love JD's idea of Finn Balor turning heel, but the reason I don't think he's turning heel because first of all, he's way too over with fans. That's another reason. He's just too lovable to be turned heel right now.
There's a lot of heels on Monday on Raw anyway.
Yeah, you need a babyface to run that show, and Finn Balor is the perfect babyface.
Yeah, I mean, he's selling merchandise. The kids love the gimmick of the Demon King.
I think I've said this to you, Jake. Instead of having Finn Balor be the third guy to join Owens and Joe, Pete Dunne is a perfect choice.
But what if they make Finn Balor face and a heel at the same time? When he's regular Finn Balor, he's a face. But then when he goes demon,
split
then
personality.
He turns into a
I
heel.
don't know.
That'd be cool.
I think people would get lost with that.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I don't know.
Hey,
I mean,
Jake.
You are right. That who said that they would get lost with that? You're absolutely right. It's too complicated because they want things to be simple and straightforward for the casual fans. So.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, the casual fans might not even.
I don't know. I
realize
mean,
it's the same person.
according to Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns is a face, but according to us, he's a heel.
Yeah, I mean that is true.
Yeah.
It is very true.
I gotta be honest. The Roman Reigns is kind of like warming up to me a little bit, just because I think it's because he's been away from like the title picture, to be honest. But
Yeah. Good point.
But the Undertaker
really
is
mind
more than a title now. So
Yeah.
Where's the kazoo? Someone needs a kazoo.
And
by the way, the only way I
because
would
of
agree
WrestleMania,
with
that's the third one in a row.
the only way I can agree with Roman Reigns and Undertaker closing the show if Reigns is turning heel. If that's not happening, I don't care.
Hey, Jake.
Yes.
I got two real quick questions for you.
Absolutely.
As far as the Intercontinental match, do we know how that's going to take place? Is it going to be like a Roddy Piper Goldust type deal? Same with what's the name? We're just talking about Rollins and Triple H. Are they just going to be in the ring, no stipulations?
I think it's just
is
I
Rollins
think-
and Triple H going off a pins, or is it just we
Yeah.
fight and it is over now?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, that
I think
looks
it's just
like-
going to be very straightforward. There was no stipulation as of right now when I am so.
So like a straight up match in the ring, in other words.
Yeah, I hope they add one. They really need one. I think, especially when
Agreed.
Baron added the forklift into the equation. That really was reminiscent of what Mick Foley and The Rock had
Yes.
all those years
That's
back.
exactly
so.
one of the reasons why I asked, because I can't believe they're not going to do that with at that match, or more or less the Rollins Triple H match.
I believe that match though is the match the crowd
I
is going to care
believe.
about the least.
I kind of called I
Hey.
sort of called the Triple H non-sanctioned match because I'm like, there's the only way you can have that match happen and not have a lot of wrestling done is do a non-sanctioned street fight. If
Yeah.
you remember,
I mean,
if you remember the Triple H Shawn Michaels match in SummerSlam?
yes.
There wasn't hardly any wrestling involved in that match.
Yeah, that was just straight brutality. So you are
And-
right.
But then again, he would have
and
touched the legs. That could be even more risky because then when you think about it, he'll be using steel chairs and stuff on the legs, so that might be more risky than even just doing the regular match.
Well, they weren't 100% sure about Shawn Michaels' back either, and he still went through that match.
Yeah, that's
So-
very true. So, really quick, I just want to thank you all. We got 45 people watching. That's great when I only have 100 subscribers. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out and joining us, talking about NXT Takeover, Ring of Honor Supercard, and WrestleMania 33 predictions. I also have WrestleMania 33 prediction video up on this channel. If you guys want to go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Just trying to keep the Cronin Club alive while Joe's down in Orlando. I don't go live often. This is my first, real venture into this. The only other time I've been live was for the charity when I did for Extra Life to raise money for the Children's Hospital, which we're going to be doing again soon, so I got details coming, but I want to just say thank you to everybody for hanging out.
Hey, Jake, do you
Jake,
remember
you're the
my idea?
backbone of
Thanks for having
JCS, man.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Jake, do you remember the idea I had for the Wyatt ending match with Luke Harper coming in and helping Bray Wyatt, but right after the match turning on him to get his rightful one-on-one match
Yes.
he should have had?
I think that's a great angle too.
I
but
think because if I really think Wyatt's going to win, and what happens is because Backlash, I believe, is the next pay-per-view for
Yes.
SmackDown, right? So
yes, Backlash.
what a
is, so.
perfect angle to go in for now until SummerSlam is Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt for the WWE title.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be awesome.
That would be good, but I really just want to see Bray go over clean. I want to see him be the champion that he deserves, the one that we've been wanting for so long. I already said that he's a fighting champion because he's gone ahead and he's
did go over
been
clean,
on a
though.
few different wrestling matches, but
didn't he beat Harper clean?
well, no, that's what I'm saying, but it wasn't a title match, so we haven't seen any title matches with him yet. He's been a fighting champion, but he hasn't defended the title yet. So I'm really hoping
he did pin Cena clean on SmackDown.
Yes, he did.
Style.
Yeah, that's
Did
true.
you guys
That's true.
notice during the Bray Wyatt Luke Harper match? Luke Harper kicked his ass that whole match, and then one Sister Abigail, and boom, done.
Well, that's what they wanted to get through. That's what they want to point out. They wanted to make sure that they emphasized how dangerous that move is. They wanted to compare it to the RKO, how you can pull it out of nowhere. You know?
Now they are protecting it like crazy.
Yes.
Well, if he'd have kicked out of it, then that would have diminished it on WrestleMania.
Well,
yeah, Marshall, I will definitely check out your vape channel, bud. Thank you very much. And if you guys want to go ahead and you're curious what I'm vaping, like I said, right now I've got some Honey Mellow in here. You know, it's zero nicotine. It's delicious. It's a breakfast cereal combination of Cheerios, marshmallow, and banana.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
It's really good, but they also I don't know offhand.
I like sativa.
But if you guys want to go ahead, you can check it out. It's SilverCityVapors.com. They're going to be a sponsor of the Joe Cronin Show starting tomorrow. And right now, for all listeners, you guys, any order over $50 gets free shipping. So, and they also have flat rate shipping going on for $3.99. But like I said, free shipping on any order over $50 this weekend for WrestleMania weekend. And if you are going to try anything out, I recommend the raw berry that they have. Raw berry is absolutely delicious. It's a complex blend of sweet alpine strawberry.
Seriously?
We got somebody in the background.
Wow. I think somebody was.
No, yeah, okay, that's me.
No, not you, Tim, not you taking a piss.
Yep, you caught me red-handed.
That's right. I knew it.
I love you, girl. You're awesome.
That's right.
Thank you.
We caught you. You know, but yeah, check out the raw berry. It's strawberries, red raspberry with a subtle hint of cranberry and blackberry. A buddy of mine actually was the one that created the recipe for the juice. So it's homegrown. Everything's done right here in Connecticut, and they ship out next day. So anything you guys want comes in different sizes, nicotine strengths, and I don't know if anybody does vape, but a 60 ml bottle is only $26, so it's rather cheap. And like I said, anything over $50 free shipping this weekend for WrestleMania weekend. So go ahead and check them out. It's SilverCityVapors.com. The link is in the description box down below.
So they added another person to the Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Yep, they went ahead and Killian Dane has been added to the Battle Royal. So
I still call him Big Damo because that's how I introduced him. So.
Yeah, Big Damo. But yeah, Dane's been added.
They even called him that on NXT. I don't know why they changed it.
Didn't he come in with Big Damo?
Mick Foley comes out during the Triple H and.
I've been thinking about that actually.
I have thought about that a few times too, and it would make sense with the news that I reported before. That somebody is going to come out that we weren't thinking of, and it wouldn't be Finn Balor or Samoa Joe. I mean, we might not get Finn Balor at all at WrestleMania. So he didn't get hip surgery yet, but
he's gonna get hurt if he pulls that though. He's lucky what they did last year when Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels, and Foley came
will show up on WrestleMania because I think Finn wants to use the Demon entrance at Mania. So imagine that.
That would be incredible. Crazy. That would be absolutely incredible.
I'm not looking forward to the Undertaker's match, but knowing the Undertaker, he almost every year he does a crazy entrance. So,
yeah, he absolutely does. And did you see how long that entrance ramp is?
I might be the only one here, but I hate Undertaker's entrance. Not hate the entrance itself, but I just feel like it takes so long.
Oh, absolutely.
You see the size of that ramp? You know how much longer it's going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be till WrestleMania 34.
I saw the picture that Jake retweeted of the ramp, and it was
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm not walking down that.
He could jog his way down and still not get there in a normal time.
That was great.
That's literally a 50-yard ramp. That's insane.
Oh, if not bigger, it's out there.
Does like an insane entrance, like he did for 30 or 29 or back in the day, then he's done after this.
Yeah.
Do the golf carts, Jake.
That's for sure.
Or maybe they'll roll him out in a coffin.
Yeah.
And then when he gets to the bottom, he opens it and sits.
Wouldn't it be the first time he was rolled out in a coffin?
Yeah, and Starscream just said take her on the golf cart. It might be a possibility that they do drive him to the ring. Even like I said, they do it with a coffin.
Imagine Undertaker in a golf cart.
It would be,
he would get
pretty funny.
Tired before he even get to the ring.
They did that at SummerSlam, didn't they? Or not SummerSlam.
Royal Rumble. They drove
No,
people
actually,
to the ring.
they could do. I don't know if they'll be able to fit it on there, but Do you remember the what was it? I think it was 2006 Royal Rumble when Kurt Angle just finished his match, and he came out into like a chariot type of thing.
Yes, I do.
If they do that for his entrance, I'm all for his entrance at WrestleMania.
That would be cool. I mean, I just rewatched it, so that would definitely be something.
Hey, it's the ultimate thrill ride. So, you know, come out on a roller coaster.
Get started on that.
Speaking of matches, I just rewatched the
play Mario Kart down the ramp.
Well, goes in the roller coaster, but extremely slow.
By the way,
Like
you know,
a reach car.
you guys know that you can actually find Benoit's matches from WWE on the network, but not under the name Benoit now.
Yeah, you can't search for Benoit, but you can go ahead if you go to the pay-per-view.
Okay, so if you go to the let's say, all right, if you go to I remember his match with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania.
Yes.
Okay, so instead of it saying Benoit versus Kurt Angle, it actually says Kurt Angle versus a singles match.
Yeah, I know. Go figure, you know. I went ahead.
He does that for his WWE matches, so I tried looking through the WCW ones. I couldn't find it.
The only pay-per-view I've ever been to was Vengeance. That was in Hartford, Connecticut back in 2004. And it was Chris Benoit versus Triple H. And that was when they were fighting over Eugene, like who Eugene was going to be friends with. So it was a bit odd, but that's when I wasn't really watching. I just went. I went with my younger cousin, so.
I almost made a Benoit joke. I shouldn't have done it.
Jake,
yes.
Your dog's outside. Tell your dog
But you know they was upset.
I don't have any
because
dogs,
they did
so.
that Vince McMahon died thing, and then the very next week he had to come on the TV and say how give the tribute.
I am a little upset about that because we could have had probably one of the greatest matches ever with Punk and Benoit.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been great. Think about how much Benoit had left to give us.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, really quick. Liz, thank you very much. Good night, Liz. Thank you for all your updates and reporting. I appreciate all the you know, all the pictures. So I'll give you a little, ooh, you know, just for... But thank you for everything.
So I had this crazy idea when I was doing my Okada Ibushi Ultimo Dragon match last night.
Yeah, what's that?
And for some reason I said, imagine Kota Ibushi versus Daniel Bryan. And I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, wow, that would have been an incredible match.
That would have been absolutely incredible. Really quick, so you guys know, you can go ahead and you can download the Skype app on your mobile device. So if you have a tablet or anything, you don't have to just use your PC. So any smartphone or tablet will
I'd rather
do.
use my PC because my.
You can even use your Xbox to go ahead and connect to the call.
It takes all but 3 minutes to do it.
I can't even use this current Skype account on my Xbox. I don't know.
Jake DeMarco.
Oh, that's
hey.
Do you have the current Las Vegas betting odds for WrestleMania tomorrow?
I do not, but I'll pull those up for us. I also want to respond to Nate here. Said, "Hey Jake, what do you think about what I said? Roman going full heel and being a third member of the New Evolution. I think it could work."
Problem is Vince won't let it happen.
I feel like
I don't think he would, but
I don't think there's really any chance at all he's gonna turn heel tomorrow.
I don't see him turning. I really don't. I don't think the Hardys are going to show up either. I want them to in the worst way, but the more I think about it, like, I really hope we're being swerved by Jeff, and I hope because they lost the titles tonight that everything is just pointing in the right direction.
I think it is a swerve, because why would you actually admit that you have signed with the company?
I know, and they're in Orlando. Like, it's just, they're having the tailgate beforehand. They're so close.
8 miles away from the stadium, too. So.
Exactly. I mean, it's right there. I'm just, God, I'm praying.
Well, then again, just because they near it doesn't mean they're going there.
But we're getting ourselves hyped up, and we have to really come to the expectation that we might only get what's on the card. You know, it might just go ahead and we might not see Finn till Raw. We might not see Nakamura till SmackDown. We might not see Samoa Joe at all at Mania. You know?
Do you guys remember the build of the 31, how we all assumed it was going to suck?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it ended up being a pretty damn good show.
Yeah, 31 wasn't bad.
Wait, what if Nakamura interferes with the Seth Rollins match?
That's not happening.
Jake, if you remember, I said this on the last Raw review. I was hoping we all get swerved since the build-up's been so poor. Like, hopefully this WrestleMania ends up being incredible.
I mean, on paper, the card, some of the matches are pretty good looking, actually.
Yeah, I think some need a few, maybe one or two need some stipulations, but
Like-
overall,
Like the match of Jericho. I had ring the bell, man.
You know what I would have done if I was running WWE? One of the years when WrestleMania is falling on April Fool's Day, I would
They've already had
worst
one.
matches ever. No, but I would pick the worst matches ever and put all my effort into billing them, and then on the day of the show, put all the matches that the fans had won and have none of the matches that was built up for.
Could you imagine that to be the ultimate swerve? Joe just messaged me back finally, and all he said was, "What? You're live?" Or something along the fact of those. I can't even really. He sounds so tired. I don't know if you guys can hear it here. I'll try and play it closer to the mic here, but.
He probably would. I would be tired after the show.
I mean, isn't he gotta wake up in like 3 hours to get his plane?
Yeah, I know. Here, hold on. I'll play it for you really quick. See if you guys can hear this.
I was saying, there's no way he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. Here, let me see if you guys can hear this. You ready?
What?
Come on.
He's like, what? What live show? He sounds like he's snoring already. So,
cuddling
Joe,
with
get
the
some
baby.
sleep. I told him he should join us, but he sounds exhausted because he's got to fly out in the morning. So, hopefully he gets some sleep, and he knows we love him.
By the way, it's really cool, JD, to let him crash over there with him.
Oh, that was awesome of JD to do that. I'm glad the internet darlings went off so well without a hitch today, and
I wish they had streamed that because I would have loved to see that.
Oh,
that would have been great. I really hope they have that recorded. So, yeah, Joe sounds absolutely destroyed
I've
right
seen
now.
some people do the the JD probably got booed when he started saying the Raw women's division sucked, and then he said no, the booking of it sucks. They don't suck.
JD got squashed by Grim. Is that his name, or the other guy?
No,
Who was
Rim.
that?
Yeah, you're
Rim.
right. What happened, Tiff? What happened?
If you follow my friend James, the one that Joe Cronin always talks about, that he made the sign at WrestleMania last year. He posted it. He just signed on to like Twitter actually like last week, but he posted a video of Jake being squashed. Like,
Oh my God.
like literally,
Right
he
here.
like said some stuff and he like jumped and
Yeah,
splattered
really.
JD. So it was pretty funny.
You know what?
Wait, so has
Okay, you
JD
know
put him
what?
through a
I did
table
say
yet?
it. Rain for it.
Still waiting for JD to put him through a table.
Yeah, I know. Well, the good news is Joe did get to hang out with JD a little bit, and JD did do an NXT review, so that'll be up eventually. Joe's guesting on that, but Joe's got to fly in like 4 hours, and he's still awake, so I just told him to get some fucking sleep, because I want this WrestleMania review tomorrow to be epic,
I would have just stayed up. Because that little bit of rest wouldn't really do it. That'll make you more sleepy, if anything.
He said to say hello to everybody. He said we can do predictions tomorrow. So everybody say hi, Joe. Here, you know what? We're going to send Joe a voice message right now. So let's go ahead and we'll record it live. So everybody say hi, Joe.
What's up,
Hi,
Joe?
Joe.
Go, Joe.
Joe, that's everybody saying hi to you. Everybody loves
Hey,
you.
Joe.
And if you're not able to sleep, let us know, and we will we'll join you and watch you in pro. But hopefully you get some sleep. And we love you, buddy. We'll let me know that you fly safely and when you land, and I'll talk to you then.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but I'm really hoping that everything exceeds our expectations tomorrow because.
Hey, Jake.
Yeah. What do you got?
I think it will.
So, you were talking about somebody brought up Mick Foley showing up at. This may sound really stupid and probably out of whack, but.
Oh, there's
what if
nothing
it's
out of whack. We're talking all
What
sorts
if
of
it's
shit
Vince
here.
McMahon that shows up during that match?
You know what? Fucking smack my ass and call me Susan. It can happen.
I'm like,
Why would he though?
I don't know. It's just insane going
If
on.
anything, he'll show up at the Roman Reigns match so he can make out with him before he gets in the ring.
I mean, there's been so many people telling me so many outlandish things. I mean, you wouldn't even believe. I've heard that the New Age Outlaws are going to interfere at some points, and
What
I'm
if
like,
the
no,
Gobbledygook
that's not
interferes?
happening. There's so many things.
That's actually a really good idea. If the Outlaws showed up there, what if the Hardys actually did help Rollins head off the Outlaws?
I mean,
Billy Gunn's out of there. So.
yeah. Well, Billy
yeah,
Gunn
good point.
is he's no longer with them.
Doesn't he
but-
work for New Japan now?
He was at WrestleCon today, so I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Joe or JD took a picture with him.
It was Joe at first. You know, I went to go meet the New Age Outlaws when I was 12. They were my favorite at that point in time. I loved Road Dogg more than anything. And I went to go and meet them, and unfortunately when we got there was a huge line, and we were right in the front of it. And all of a sudden the line kind of broke up, and people just started leaving. And I was, you know, I didn't know what was going on. And Billy Gunn walked out, and I'm like, all right, gonna get to meet Road Dogg. And I guess they had announced, but we didn't hear it from where we were, that Road Dogg couldn't make it, and that's why a bunch of people left. And it was like 10 people left to meet Billy Gunn. And I was still excited to meet him, but I was so disappointed and heartbroken because I loved Road Dogg.
That's sad that everybody wants that, like, not everybody wants to see Billy Gunn. It's like Road Dogg all the way.
Yeah, exactly. But
well, Road Dogg's awesome, so. Shout out to Road Dogg.
That's a shame. As Billy Gunn doesn't get enough. I think you guys remember when The Rock cut that promo on Billy Gunn? It was just him in the middle of the ring.
Billy?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Do we? No, we're wrestling.
Yeah, what did he say? I forget what he calls him. He's like, Bruce? He's like, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter
Bob?
what your name
Bob?
is, Bob.
Exactly, yeah. One of the greatest promos ever to be cut. That was the greatest. He got The Rock got all this stuff in one promo.
The Rock was brilliant.
I saw a list. I think it was like a top 20 or top 100 list of promo cutters. The one name that I did not see on there kind of pissed me off was Jake the Snake Roberts.
Really?
Jake the Snake was better, you know, in the form of promos than in the ring. He wasn't even a great, like, in-ring performer, but the psychology that he brought forth and the believability, you know, he was so sinister, so evil, so possessed. It was incredible.
Which is why I want them to bring back, probably for one night only, on like either a SmackDown or something, the Snake Pick. You remember that segment he had, the Snake Pick?
Oh yeah, that would be great.
And you have to only have one. There's only one guest that can be on it. Bray Wyatt.
that would be cool.
Imagine a promo between Bray Wyatt and Jake the Snake.
Yeah, I mean,
that'd be amazing.
that would absolutely be something.
I got goosebumps just thinking about that.
That would be certainly, you know, absolutely fantastic. I would like to see that. Think about what, you know, like you said, Jake the Snake gave him. What's that? Oh yeah, Jake the Snake gave Bray the endorsement. Think about what they could have done together. That would have been insane.
I heard JR came up with the idea a couple of years ago about, and if Harper and Rome were to like break away from Wyatt, have Roberts as their manager.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be great too. I just actually rewatched Beyond the Mat 2 days ago. Mm-hmm. Somebody had mentioned it in one of Joe's calls. I think it was on the SmackDown review, and I'm like, you know, I haven't seen that in a long time. Watching on YouTube, and to see how Jake was like demanding crack before wrestling matches to where he is now, you know, is just
insane.
It's miles apart. So
one of the reasons why DDP is a Hall of Famer now.
Absolutely. Shout out to our buddy Arthur. He said, watching your stream looks like we're having fun. Yeah, we're having a good time here with everybody hanging out. Like I said, if anybody else wants to call before we wrap this up, you can go ahead and add your contact info on Skype. It's countdown ended. Unfortunately, I don't have a phone number yet. Going to get one soon so we can get people to call. But he said, biggest takeaways tonight was DIY and Revival call-ups and McIntyre returning. So, yeah, you know.
Wait, would you actually call the DIY that call-ups, actually?
Well, I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see where it plays into, because like we had speculated before,
I
it could lead to them going to the cruiserweights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Revival's probably more than likely coming to SmackDown. DIY could go to the cruiserweights. You know, as we know before, we saw them in the Cruiserweight Classic. So
I still think, speaking of the tag team, I still am upset that the SmackDown tag titles are not being defended at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that is unfortunate, but
we got breaking news, Jake DeMarco.
What's our breaking news?
JD from New York has confirmed that Joe Cronin and JD had a dual review for NXT and rendering and uploading.
I already said that. Where the hell were you?
Right here.
I broke that like 20 minutes ago.
That flew over the head. That was a bunch
Young Republican was a little too high at that point in time.
Jake,
here's a fate for you, Young.
Jake, do you remember in the 90s when the WWF, when they called it WWF, they put out the CD of
Which
the theme
one?
music for it, with like Shawn Michaels, and like they had the Jeff Jarrett song.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, the one Jeff beat the Road Dogg song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, such an awesome song.
I love the fact that on the Raw theme, the first song that's on that album actually has one of my favorite singers, John Oliva from the band Sabotage.
Yeah, you guys can't hear it right now, but this is the original Jeff Jarrett theme. You know, where he had the Tennessee Swing, where he came out.
You play that on the air? Oh, you know that.
This isn't monetized, so, you know. But yeah, and then he had his one with Deborah, you know, that was. But yeah, I had WWF The Music Volumes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I used to play those as if I was listening to like a Disturbed CD. I would listen to. I think it was Volume 3. I think that was the one with Stone Cold, The Rock, X-Pac, DX, The Undertaker. I think they had, you know, all those on there. One of my favorite themes of all time was The Undertaker's during the Attitude Era. That dun 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 dun, you know, that real heavy rock.
I mean the origin to what became known
the
as
Ministry.
The Ministry thing?
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like the Ministry gimmick. I thought it was pretty cool.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I mean, it's like, if people are like, how much darker can this character get?
Absolutely. Well, now he's going to sacrifice Stephanie McMahon, you know. I love this theme, though. Right here. You guys can't hear it, but I think the stream can.
I kind of wish they would bring some type of
I love it so much.
Well, actually, they kind of do have sort of a new element of the Ministry with what they have
Sanity
with the Wyatts.
and the Wyatts, yeah. You know.
Matt, what about Sanity versus the Wyatts for a second? How would that work?
That would be great, you know. I remember. I'll embarrass myself really quick. I'll tell you guys a story. So I was I think 10 at this point in time, right? Yeah, 99. So I was 11, and Undertaker just went ahead and he was trying to sacrifice Stephanie McMahon. Remember that thing that happened? That whole scenario. And Stone Cold came. Yeah, Stone Cold comes out and saves him after everybody from the Union couldn't do it. Well,
that was a stupid ass name, by the way.
My mother and father were gone, so my half sister was here. And by the time my parents came home, my half sister may or may not have been tied up in the living room, and we had candles lit, and we were playing the Undertaker's theme, and we were going to sacrifice her to the Dark Lord himself. You know, my buddy John, good old John McCool, shout out to him, was basically the pallbearer to my Undertaker, and he's yes, you know, we were gonna sacrifice. My poor sister had her mouth gagged, you know, and tears running down her face because she was scared. But we loved wrestling, so it was okay. And then I got in trouble for that one. I might have set this living room carpet on fire trying to recreate pyro with my action figures when I was a little bit younger than that. I used firecrackers and sparklers to recreate, like, I think it was WrestleMania 10 or 11 at the time. And I might have set the living room carpet on fire. So what are you gonna do?
Jake, you should have paid a little more attention to chemistry, brother.
I broke my arm when I was trying to be the Macho Man, so. You know.
Yeah. When I was a bit older, we used to do backyard wrestling, and we would buddy of ours, we would do it each week, and we had championship belts that we made. And we were really into it, and I'll never forget. My mom came home one day, and she's like, "The house smells like gasoline. What did you do? What did you do?" And I'm like, "Nothing." And then we had the TV off, and a buddy of mine turned the TV on, and the VHS tape was still playing, and she saw me going through the table on fire. Oh, she beat my ass for that one. She's like, "I knew I smelled gas," and she was so mad. "You could have burnt yourself. You could have killed yourself." I'm like, "But look at it. It's so cool. I went through a table on fire. I'm the champion." You know, she didn't give a shit.
What my friends used to do, we used to go to this place where there's drilling in our neighborhood, and we used to steal all their drywall and use it to slam each other.
And the light tubes.
I used to take 2 chairs and pull them apart. Took the ropes off my wrestling ring ropes and put them onto the chairs, and that would be my wrestling ring.
Yeah, I was crazy back in the day. You know, you used to have a lot of fun, all the backyard wrestling. Well, NXT Takeover Orlando is over, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give it an 8.5 tonight. There was nothing that I didn't like. I mean, I wasn't absolutely thrilled that Asuka won. I was kind of hoping that she would get called up sooner than later, but I think we have a lot of momentum moving forward.
She could do double duty.
She could do double duty, and that was predicted to begin with, but I figured she would do it without retaining the championship, so we'll see what happens. I mean,
by the way,
look at what Paige did. Paige won the Divas title while being the women's NXT champion, so... Yeah, we mentioned the new titles briefly. You know, I like the look of them. They have a bit more... as Dave Rose said, prestige to them. They look a little bit more classy.
I don't lie. I literally thought the women's title and the NXT title looked exactly the same to me.
Absolutely. You know, they don't have much, you know, variation between the three.
At least it's not like the main roster where every title looks the same.
Yeah, I mean,
the only one that doesn't look the same is the Cruiserweight title. Okay. That and what was the other one? The UK title?
Yeah, the UK title looks different too. I like the Cruiserweight title without the purple. I saw that online. That's got a real great look to it.
By the way, I hope they sign Wolfgang. I'm just saying.
I want to thank everybody that helped me get over 200 subscribers tonight. That's a great thing. You guys have been awesome. Everybody that hit the like button, that hung out with us. Yay. Shout out to Ray for being great in the chat. Tiffany, thank you for hanging out. We're definitely going to have fun tomorrow. Alex, Young Republican. You know, Matt. Make sure to check out Matt's channel. He wants to go ahead and plug it. Matt, what's your YouTube?
Which one?
Well, your WAW channel. What do you got?
It's easy. You can find it at WAW Wrestling on YouTube, 2K17. I'll probably, or you can look it up on Jake's Twitter.
Yeah, I went ahead and I shouted you out yesterday. So,
but if you want to check out my gaming channel, it's at Misfit Gamer 101 on Twitter.
There we go. So at Misfit Gamer 101.
Hey, I made sure I was the only one that had that. I'm the only one using that name. I'm so glad.
Well, hey, you lucked out. So, Young Republicans looking to do some podcasting soon. Ray, I'm glad you're feeling better, bud, and hanging in there. Tiffany, can't wait to see all the delectable dishes that you make tomorrow to tease us with.
Oh, I got you guys.
Stop making Tiffany, you gotta come pick me up and then I'll come over.
Yeah, exactly.
Doors open. Open.
Hey, that Power Rangers movie made me want to go get donuts the other night.
Oh my God!
Shout out again to the dude in the chat, Nate. You know, Sir Cardinal, Isaiah Phillips, Marshall, everybody that went ahead and hung out. I appreciate it. You know, DDP Yoga is definitely something that I want to try. I want to, again, you guys know that JD's review of NXT is up now. Go check that out, featuring the one, the only Joe Cronin. And one more time, you guys can go to silvercityvapors.com. They have free shipping over $50 this weekend for Wrestlemania, and tomorrow we'll also have a coupon code for you. So go start, you know, looking what you want now, and then tomorrow we'll get you that coupon code so you guys can go ahead and pick up your order. They have varying nicotine levels and all sorts of delicious flavors. Again, hit that like button. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you go and check out Joe Cronin Show. And shout out again to the Foul Mouth Network for having me on tonight. Those guys are great. Congrats to them to getting over 500 subscribers. I can't wait to see how that works out. But honestly, thank you guys for hanging out.
Brilliant, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you going on Joe's show tomorrow when he goes live?
Oh yeah, I'll be there during the day. We're gonna do, I believe, a live prediction and preview. Tomorrow is going to be crazy as far as live alerts, donations, and calls go. So we'll try and get as many people on as possible. Hopefully, Skype
didn't
and
Joe have a
everything
WrestleMania
works.
donation at one point?
Yeah, he had a WrestleMania 32 donation last year.
I don't know what it was.
It was the old school WrestleMania theme.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
I missed that.
I'm still waiting for the list. You just made the list donation.
You just made the list. Well, he
by
definitely needs to.
By the way, before we go, I love the fact that Jericho, when he turned face, he didn't change anything about his character.
Oh yeah, he just kept his character exactly the same. So yeah, shout out to Ken for rooming with Ryback. Yeah, exactly. Ken and Ryback are still together.
You know what happens when you get me on your show?
What's that?
You want to know what happens?
What's that?
You just made the list.
Oh, you get it.
I want to be put on the list now.
Did not see that coming.
Guys,
I want to be put on the list.
I appreciate it. I got to get the hell out of here so we get some rest before Joe goes live tomorrow. Make sure you check out Joe's Twitter. But thank you guys very much, and we'll catch you all tomorrow for WrestleMania 33.
I'll probably try to do my part 2 tomorrow, hopefully before Mania.
Better not be wrong.